Don't buy an annuity unless you know how to double your money within 4 to 6 years. I'm talking about no fees, principal protection. The market goes down, you lose nothing. You get an annual statement because your money's not invested in the stock market. It's only credited by the index. And what is the number one index that I can find? That's going to be the NASDAQ. That's going to be AI. That's going to be technology. That's going to be healthcare technology. What are you doing not investing in that? You want to be able to have access to a principal protected account with no fees that has complete growth. If we look at the actual index, if you look at the NASDAQ, in 08, NASDAQ was down 41%. We made 53% the following year, a 19%, a 2%, a 16%. In 01 and the dot-com bombs, we made 49, a 10, a 1. And so right now the NASDAQ is down. It's a great time to get in. When Trump got in 2016 to 2020, the NASDAQ yielded over 100%. You can now effectively get into the NASDAQ without risking your principal, have principal protection, have no annual fees, and get your gains locked in. This is not found in your mainstream broker. This is not found on Wall Street. As a former stockbroker, I wish I had access to this to my clients. Give us a call. We want to help you, and we can work with all 50 states. God bless.
The president doesn't try to reach out and reward these countries and companies that play by the rules in the 1987 scenario, the one where we went down 3 days and then down 22% on Monday, has the most cogency. We will not have to wait out too long, will we? We'll know by Monday. Fortunately, we had an excellent set of employment numbers today. At least it makes it less likely a crash will necessarily lead to a recession. But if President Trump stays intransigent and does nothing to ameliorate the damage that I saw these last 2 days, I'm not going to be constructive here. I will contain my anger, but only because I lived through 87, and in the end, I came out okay. I was in cash for the crash. I know what this feels like. Oh, and if Europe moves against our fabulous tech companies next week, then I will be furious. That I promise you, because it should not happen.
You know, you have the richest person in the world, Elon Musk, and a group of other billionaires, like Donald Trump, who is a billionaire, claiming that they are against elites. If you're not an elite, so what is an elite? Like the richest person in the world is not an elite. All these billionaires who are now running the US government, oh, they are not elites. Why? I mean, the word elite has become kind of a negative term that you just put on your political rival.
Sorry, but we'll not be able to do this any longer to these countries that have been so tough. They've been very tough. Nasty. It's trade. It's trade. And pharma is also very powerful. And the Democrats have protected pharma. The Democrats, this is the Democrats have protected pharma. These are the Democrats. And by the way, I just called the Speaker of the House, and I just called the leader, our leader in the Senate, John Thune, Mike Johnson. Spoke to both of them. I said, when you score, you're going to have to score two things. You're going to have to, number one, score that hundreds of billions of dollars of tariff money is coming in. But even bigger than that, you're going to have to score that your costs for Medicaid and Medicare and just basically pharmaceuticals and drugs. Today we reaffirm this important bond, and we take the next steps to make our relationship closer, stronger, and more powerful than ever before. It is more powerful than ever before. And by the way, it will remain that way. We don't go in and out like other people. It will remain that way.
We just showed to His Royal Highness some of your Optimus robots.
Yeah.
And to President Trump.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. Tell me about them.
Yes. So we just showed several of our Tesla Optimus robots to His Highness and President Trump. And I think they were very impressed. In fact, one of our robots did the Trump dance, which I think was pretty cool.
The YMCA, yeah?
Yeah, to YMCA. So, yeah, our robots can dance. They can walk around. They can interact. I think
We're coming in a little bit lighter than expected. So we came in at 0.2% month over month. The street was looking for 0.3. So that's actually better than what the street thought was going to happen here. 2.3% is the headline number year over year. The street's estimate was 2.4. Yeah. So again, that's a lighter number than expected. 0.2% core month over month. The estimate was 0.3. Again, better than expected. Core year over year came in at 2.8%. That was actually in line.
Hey, what's up, guys? Carlos Cortez here. I wanted just to circle back with everybody and let you know what is going down this week in the markets. And the whole reason why I called this "Are You a Sheep?" is because I really feel, truly feel this. And I said it day one, 4 years ago when I started this racket of a podcast, that it's so important not to get hyped up in your feelings. It is such a huge psyop. It's such a huge trap. We get so connected on our political beliefs, our spiritual beliefs, which is great. I love it. We become passionate. We actually realign our dollars on where we go shopping. Oh, we're not going to go there. They have the LGBT flag. We're not going to go there. They support transgender. We're not going to go there. They have the Ukrainian flag. We're not going to go there because they're pro-vaccine. We're not going to go there because they're pro-Israel. We're not going to go there because blah, 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 blah. Whatever it is, you already have programmed your mindset on your consumerism. It is a behavior that we all share, me included. It's the same thing with woke people. They don't believe in a vaccine. I'm not going to shop there. Oh, they're a freaking bigot. They like guns. They're MAGA retarded. They're this, they're that. They're bigots. And they're so stupid. I can't stand it. They're gross. Like, they say that. As woke as they are, that's what they believe. They're Bible thumpers. And all those people only think a certain way because they're racist. They consume woke company products. They don't mind. They don't mind that their bank holds a LGBT flag higher than American flag. They don't mind pronouns. They have it on their email signatures. Here are pronouns. Like, I literally had a therapist that had in her email signature, though, thou, thee, whatever. I don't even know the freaking pronouns, but they said, choose your pronouns wisely. Pronouns say place. I don't know what they said. I don't freaking care. It pisses me off because there's a penis and there's a vagina. That is it. Period. And I'm glad Trump is kicking out the Gay Pride Month because our veterans deserve a freaking month. A legal immigrant that has actually pursued American dream deserves a month. Our freaking troops that have died, prisoners of war, they deserve a year, more than a freaking day. Than a guy that his whole freaking orientation, his whole identity is based on a sexual preference, and we're going to give this mofo a freaking month? Are you freaking kidding me? But yet, the veteran that is delusional and psychotic because he fought for our country and got into drugs because he couldn't get mental help, we're just going to piss on that guy and forget about him? But yeah, we're going to choose some freaking guy that wants to hump little boys and other men and have a parade about it and support Sodom and Gomorrah? Give me a freaking break. That's disgusting. That's where we're at, guys. Anyways, I get emotional about it because my father fought for our country. I grew up with kids in North Carolina in Fort Bragg where their parents died in Desert Storm, and they came back with obviously no mom, no dad, and they had to move. And I'm in tears as a 8-year-old. I lost my best friend because he had to move because his father died and his mom needs to go back to live with his grandma. I remember one story. His name was Alan, a friend of mine. Alan was a good kid. Alan didn't have a lot of friends. He was very quiet. And one day he had this shoestring. He had a shoestring he would carry to class. And we were at recess one day. I didn't understand this when I was in first grade. Didn't understand it till like it hit me as I shared that story with my parents. Alan had a shoestring. He would bring it every day. He would put it in his lunchbox, take it from his lunchbox, put it in his desk. From his desk, he would go to the bathroom, put it in his pocket. Till the kids saw him do that, and he lost his shoestring one day. And he was in tears because someone took the shoestring from him when it was in his desk, and it was nap time. And he woke up and his shoestring wasn't in his desk. I still don't understand why. Why was this shoestring so important? It was dirty. It was like ugly green. And he just kept it with him all the time, like literally all the time, a shoestring. I'm like, this kid is like sick in the head. And then one day, he just started melting down crying. He went up to his teacher, our teacher, said, someone stole my shoestring. And she was really like supportive about it, like trying to console Alan. Said, hey, don't worry, sweetie, we're going to find it. And then she asked in a very nice tone, can someone, whoever has his shoestring, Alan's shoestring he keeps in his desk, is very sentimental to him, obviously. And one kid said, I had it. We're playing a joke on him. And he threw it at Alan. And the whole class started laughing. And like tears of joy were coming out. That was a shoestring of his father, of his boots. That was the only thing Alan had of his dad. Alan deserves a month. His wife deserves a month. And I grew up in that. So it's really hard for me to see our troops literally not get the help they need. Because Alan never had a father. Alan didn't have a father because his father was killed during Desert Storm. So as Father's Day approaches, embrace your dad, call him, love on him. Be grateful that he is here. Be grateful that you have a heavenly Father that loves you more than anything, so much that he sent his John 3:16 based son on the cross to die for our filthy sins. Whether we're in sin or not, he is there to break those chains, to break those curses. And all you have to do is accept him, acknowledge him, turn from your wicked ways, or repent, and say that I need a Savior. And that Savior is Almighty Jesus Christ. And he is there to welcome you into his presence, to welcome you into his kingdom. And as Satan tries its best to break up the families, to demasculate the men, where men are now wearing purses, men are looking like girls. Even like bodybuilders are becoming feminine. Sports is becoming feminine. We're becoming a woke country. They're taking hitting away from football, and they're trying to do that in the NHL. We need to understand that our principles are being challenged. The church is being challenged. The church doesn't want to speak on this because It's toxic masculinity. It's too extreme. It's too this. It's too that. You know, recently I got an offer, not going to say who, from a private equity firm. They're looking at buying me out under one condition: to change my message. They don't like when I say certain things, like chopping a penis off and calling yourself a woman. And at the end of the day, that's how I feel, man. Like, we are successful for being authentic. We are successful to be genuine. You think I give a shit if you give me 5, 10, 15, 20 million dollars? I could care less. I could make that on my own. I'm not going to change the message. I'm not going to change and mess up the integrity of this platform. The gold company's offering millions of dollars to promote them so they could screw our listeners with 50% commissions going into freaking gold, an asset class that's manipulated by the you-know-whats. I'm not about that life, dog. Like, I don't do that. I don't do that, man. Like, you can't. My integrity is not for sale. You accept me for who I am. Not some like plastic fake version of what you want me to be. That's not me. That's not me. I didn't build this for almost 20 years to be fake. I didn't build this for 20 years to try to cater to anyone's feelings, especially when it comes to this platform. I'm here to be raw, real, authentic. And when it's time to do Christian thing, everybody wants to be a Christian until it's time to do Christian stuff. Like actually pray, like tithe, and stand in your faith and say, you know what? You're going to hell if you don't worship Jesus. Yes, I believe that. Snapshot it. Call me anti-Semite. Call me whatever. I could give a daggone rat's ass, man. For real. You can throw money at me all day. I won't budge. I won't budge. Even though I believe everybody has a number, I'm just not ready to retire. And when I retire, God will give me the offer that I couldn't refuse because it's in his timing. Not some private equity's timing. Not some financial organization's timing. I know how to trade. I know how to make money. But I would rather be a steward for others. I would rather protect God's kingdom and give them a vehicle so that they're not investing in this disgusting Wall Street. They're not investing and getting screwed over by all these investment advisors that don't have a base, that really align themselves with the banks and their production numbers rather than the clients. And that's straight up real, guys, like for real. I can't disclose what companies are throwing money at me or offering sponsorships, but you wouldn't believe the numbers that they're throwing at me. And I even brought it to my wife, and I'm like, hey, if we take this, like, we can call it quits and just live off the interest for the rest of our lives. And what I'm supposed to do? I'm not here to seek comfort. I'm not here to seek comfort. The moment you seek comfort, you perish. You see, entrepreneurs and business owners and high-level executives, they want to reach a certain income. They want to reach a certain salary. And it's for comfort. It's not to be an impact. I'm not about that life, man. Even if I made $100 million a year, I still would be the same person. Maybe I drive flashy cars. Maybe I like expensive watches. Maybe I like buying my girls a lot of cool stuff and my wife some expensive stuff. They don't even care about any of that. They just want me. I just like showering them. And I just like nice things. But I will not sell my integrity. Won't do it. Won't do it. So those of you that know, if you looked up my license, I have been sued. Oh man, my license has been through the ringer because I recommended a Bitcoin fund that was fraudulent, that I invested in, and I couldn't do due diligence because there was a thing called a COVID, and airports were shutting down. Because I always shake hands with people that are handling clients' money. So I made a mistake in the past in 2020. Halfway, a little mistake that turned out bad, and I got axed for it. I got thrown in the mud, man. Like, it was bad. And these lawyers are like, "Oh, this guy is a scamster. He did this, he did that." And my colleagues are like, "You're a freaking idiot. Go declare bankruptcy and start another company. You'll never have to pay anything back. And your clients will just figure it out on their own." I'm like, "What? What? I made a mistake." And they listened to my recommendation. Like, why wouldn't I be there for them? Like, some of these people was half their retirement, and they have to go back to do something. And so I owned up to it. I took responsibility. I didn't fold. Because at the end of the day, I'm responsible. Even though I was only 50% responsible, and I wasn't one that stole the money, I was responsible for telling that client, "Hey, it's a good fund." And yes, Bitcoin was a good fund. It was at 3,000, went up to 72,000. People got really, really greedy, and they started adding more without my acknowledgement or without me knowing. They just got greedy, and they kept on adding and adding. And next thing you know, it got rug pulled, and the bad actor took everything and ghosted everybody, and it was sad. And so I'm the one holding the bag. So my license and the lawyers and like the FTC was involved, and thankfully I'm able to settle with pretty much everybody 4 years ago. But I love that story because I'm not a sellout, and this story and this is not about me, guys. I'm just letting you know my past. I'm letting you know not to be a sheep. That we have to be careful with our emotions. When we invest with our emotions, guys, we get in trouble. There's something called the emotional cycle. We use it as to trade, but let me actually bring it up. So there's something about the emotional trading cycle that I like to talk about, and what it basically means, and it boils down to, is that you have these different stages. First, it's optimism. You get excited, thrill. "Oh man, this is so cool. Wow, I feel great about this investment." Euphoria. "No one's topping me. I'm the best. I'm planning on I'm calling my friends. We're paying off their mortgages. We're going on a huge trip. Like, we're never, ever going to do anything." You get a little frozen because there's anxiety. You're still positive, but it starts to go down. And then you're like, denial. "No, I just had this high number in my account. And oh shoot, it dropped down. And we're fearful we're going to lose it all." Then there's desperation, and now we're starting buying. We're buying here. And next thing you know, there's panic. Should I sell? Oh my gosh, like, this isn't worth it. And then your language changes to, maybe the markets aren't for me. Capitalization. So, and then despondency, you're just dead to it. Point of maximum financial opportunity is when you're feeling right here, when you're depressed, when you don't think it's going to happen. There's nothing there. That's when you are supposed to buy. And then there's hope, because it comes back up, a little bit of relief, and then you're back to optimism. And then you're starting a cycle all over again. So when you feel that euphoria, you have to be extremely careful. That's when you sell. You buy when you're feeling depressed. You sell when you're feeling high. This is the emotional trading cycle. And unfortunately, people do not understand this. They let emotions get to them. And we have to be extremely, extremely careful here, guys. So, how many of you have felt that way with gold? How many have felt that way with Tesla? or silver or even J-proof or any crypto. I know for me, it was Bitcoin. And then I started studying charts and breaking it down. And I got rid of that emotions because I just looked at the charts. This is why I say, screw your feelings. It's all about the charts. When you're weightlifting, it's all about the mirror and the blood. What's the blood say? Let's find out. Because whatever your feelings are, it doesn't matter. Once the blood comes back, the blood results, that's what matters. If it's not written or if it's not on a camera, the camera, call it this camera effect. If it's not on camera and you don't have a screenshot of it, it never really happened. Your emotions don't matter. There's no evidence. So quit making up lies. The other lies I want to talk about is the sheep. And that's why I wanted to talk about this, because it is so important going into this, knowing your emotional trading cycle, knowing that the media is going to play off of that. Everybody knows that investments and your retirement is extremely emotional. So all we got to do is just look here. Look on Woke Media Yahoo. This is like the number one place to get financial news, this and Bloomberg or CNN Money. Boeing emerges as top beneficiary of Trump's deal making. Here it is. U.S. stock futures trade flat as investors' sentiment steadies. Harley-Davidson scores victory in board battle aimed removing CEO. You see the word victory? If we go back to our emotional trading cycle, what does victory mean? Euphoric. So we should actually be selling when we're feeling euphoric. Housing market faces a lost year due to tariffs. Oh, fearful. You see the emotions there? Cisco lifts annual forecast on AI boost. FOMO kicks in. What boost? I missed a boost. NVIDIA-backed CoreWeave whipsaws as investors digest $23 billion plant. Whipsaws. That's uncertainty. That's also in the emotional trading cycle. Tesla shares sold stock worth 200, 300 million, while profits are car maker plunged. Dick's Sporting Goods closes in our deal to buy rival Foot Locker, according to Wall Street Journal. It's all based to trigger your emotions, guys. Like, the emotional trading cycle is huge. And so once you're caught up in your emotions, you have now become the sheep. This is how you become the sheep, guys, is because you are trading with your emotions. Let me get deep. And most of you guys may not like this, but if you think Trump is going to be the all be all, if you think Trump is going to secure your retirement, you might be the sheep. You legit might be the sheep, guys, because you have to understand that no politician, no person in the government is going to be not vulnerable to market corrections. And I know all the listeners are pro-Trump. I'm not bashing Trump. I voted for Trump because just based on conservative values, I did not want stupid face Biden in. So I'm saying this because as an investment advisor, I have to look at the charts and formulate my own opinion. And I have to be truthful on my approach. I have to be truthful. So the other thing I wanted to share is that a lot of people buy gold. A lot of people buy gold because they think it's safe. And I know there's so many gold sponsors on this platform, on this, wherever you are watching this, there's a gold sponsor there. You know why? Because they're playing off of your emotions. They would never, ever, ever show you this chart or that I'm about to show you right now. And if they do, then you got an honest person, because they will show you this chart on how it benefits their story and not yours. Promise you that, man. So going on the emotions, guys, I want to show you this. This is gold. This is gold compared to the US dollar. I told you guys gold will come down, and it's going to come down crashing hard. You guys didn't believe me. You guys are feeling euphoric all the way up here at 34.27. Oh man, gold is doing awesome things. You should be selling here. we get a signal for gold, a golden cross. And what happens? Literally 3 weeks later, not even 3 weeks. This was on May 8th. We got a gold cross. The whole daggone thing has been on a free-for-all for the past 7 days. We got a signal that a death cross is coming. It's hitting the 200-day moving average. The 200-day moving average comes, and here we are. This is my 4-hour chart, by the way. Actually, let me go to my daily. The daily doesn't show it as good, but I want to show you the 4-hour because it's just massive. That 4-hour literally hits that death cross. Spread this out a little more so you can see it better. Yeah, we have a death cross, and just even on a 1-hour chart, you can kind of see it spread out. Here's our death cross signal. Boom. It literally showed at 32.97. We had death cross. No one sold out. No one was talking about selling out. And here we are. I told you guys literally a month ago, way over here, back in April, around my birthday, that we were going to see, look for gold to start coming down. And we got a death cross around that time. And it went down. It went down and it came right back up. And everybody ignored what I was saying. And now we got another death cross. Oh, it's just waves. It's just waves, Carlos. No big deal. And I said, you got to start selling at least 50%. Of course, I can't give financial advice on this show. And let me say my disclosure here. For those of you that are watching this content is for information and education purposes only. I am a financial advisor. And if you would like financial advisors, then give us a call, 813-448-3446. But everything on this podcast that I have said or not said is not investment advice. This is for education purposes only. Now, the death cross here, we are seeing a meltdown. I got red traffic lights on my short-term, midterm, and long-term. My oscillators are coming down. Like, we are seeing a meltdown here. And this is on a 4-hour chart. On a daily, we are starting to see it come down. I mean, you tell me, what does that look like? Does it look like it's going up? So all those gold sellers, all those people from advertising gold, they're going to keep on saying, oh, we're in it for the long haul. The dollar eventually will crash, this and that. And it's already made 40, 50% in the past 15 months. That is true. But you already missed the boat. Oh, and by the way, this is not me just telling you on a 4-hour. I got a bearish signal on my top right. You see where it says bearish power? Yeah, that means it's going down. There's no messing around with that. Bearish power on a daily. Bearish power. On the weekly, we're still bullish. So once I see the daily turnover, it's just a matter of a week or two where we get a bearish tab on my weekly. But our 4-hour is bearish. Our 1-hour is still bullish because it fluctuates like crazy. Our 30 minutes still going to be bullish. But yeah, that 4-hour is everything, man. That 4-hour is our staple. And we see that bearish power. Guys, this is coming down, man. I told you, look out for gold. The volatility index will come creeping back up. Once gold goes down, that means the stock market's going up. I mean, it is legit happening as we speak. So let's talk about the VIX. The VIX is a great signal of what is really happening. Woo, check that out. Oh, man. I didn't even see this. All right, let's refresh this puppy. So this is a volatility index. You guys know what it is. I've been talking about it forever. Right now, we're trading at 1861. It is coming down because the stock market's going up. Now, I'm starting to see a green bar here where we possibly could see a turnaround, meaning the market could come down here shortly. It's wanting to come right back down. So when the volatility index, it's the inverse. When the volatility index goes down, the stock market's going up. But we're starting to see a turnover right now. And on my 4-hour, we're seeing bearish power, meaning the stock market's going up. On my daily, same thing. On my weekly, bullish. That means there's a bunch of shenanigans. It's going to go up. But on my weekly, it is still bullish, meaning on the volatility index, we still see a strong signal headed down on the VIX. That means, I'm sorry, for the reciprocal. We see a strong signal it coming back up. That means the market's coming down long term. So I think, guys, at the end of all of this, let me pull up the S&P real quick, SPX, even XPXL. Let's do XPXL because I talk about XPXL. Let's tie it all together, guys. And this is why I think if you're going to go to Yahoo Finance and CNN and listen to CNBC, and you can't really formulate an opinion because they're playing with emotion words. They're stacking them. And this is easy. This is easy to decipher once you have the charts and you get your emotions out of that cycle, because you should be selling when it's high and buying when it's low. But since your emotions are attached to it, you can't really confide on when and pinpoint when to actually transact. And that's why I'm here. That's why I have this podcast, so we can see through the noise and that you can get the truth. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm completely wrong, and that's okay too. But I've been doing this for 20 years and I've seen the BS. I've seen the crap. And one thing I won't be wrong about is green money. Now, green money has the ability to protect your principal, give you insurance on your account, and still make all the upswings of the market. Wall Street does not have access to this because they want you in red money. They want you in the stock market. They want you to be manipulated. And please, for the love of God, protect your principal as we go into this market crash. This is all setting up for a massive market crash. We still have a labor issue. We still have fake GDP numbers that already came out. Look, they bought all this stuff before Trump came in so they wouldn't have to pay the tariffs. The Christmas companies, the big wholesalers, all these people in every different industries, cars, auto manufacturers, rubber, textiles. They bought all these goods from overseas to get ahead of it. Kind of like what Southwest did back in 2004. Southwest pre-bought all the gas, all the jet fuel before it skyrocketed. And that's why for so long they had the cheapest flights. You guys remember that? In the late 2000s, it came out of nowhere and they're offering flights everywhere because they already prepaid for all the jet fuel, and then jet fuel went up and all the airlines already went up. It's the same thing that happened here with these companies. But unfortunately, even with all that happening, the GDP was still negative. Pretty interesting. So I call it the Southwest plan. All right. So let's look at SPXL. One of my favorite ETFs. Now, this is a leverage. I'm not recommending this. This is not investment advice. Seek financial advice before you invest in something leverage and risky like this. This is 3 times the S&P 500. And yes, it has bullish power on my daily. I have bearish power on my 4-hour. So now we're going to start to see markets come right back down. On my 1-hour, I see bullish. On my 4-hour, I see bearish. On my daily, I see bearish. On the weekly, I see bullish. Holy smokes, what is going on, Carlos? So much manipulations. What should I do? Well, this is now becoming a trading style market where the volatility index is starting to creep back up. Our 1-hour is showing differently. This is more of a swing trade style. I've got a comment the other few weeks that, there's a lot of red flags here. You only get 1-to-1. Well, this is actually more of a swing trading. Now, I'll do 1-to-1 if I'm day trading futures in the morning, just getting in and out 15, 20 minutes at a time. But for swing trading, you're looking for 4 to 10% times what you originally invested, because it's longer time frames, right? So you want to buy the call option or the put, depending on where the trend is at. And that's what I'm here to talk about, like the trend and where it's going. And so this is on a daily, guys. We have bearish power on our 4-hour. So our short-term and mid-term momentum is going down. We are topping on our oscillator here on our RSI as well. And yeah, so volume is starting to creep back up. And just know that this trend is actually starting a trend to come down. And this is nothing but a head fake. I like my 4-hour. I like my 4 hours. Pretty true on what it could tell me. So this is SPXL. If we look at the Qs, let's look at the Qs. Again, we'll check the 4 hour. Markets going up on a 4 hour. On a daily, markets are still going, but I still have bearish power, meaning that it's going to turn over. And our weekly, where it's bullish. So long term on a weekly, it's still showing bullish. So a lot of confusion there. And this is something that we just have to trade, guys. We have to be on top of it. I see markets coming back up. The formation looks great. Short term, midterm, long term is great, but it's still a cycle top, meaning that there could be a massive head fake here just on the daily. So yeah, invest wisely. Do not invest. If you're just in it, you should just be in it maybe for a day or two. Get your money and get out, because this is going to come down eventually. And this volatility index will go from 18 to 21 to 25 to 30 back to 40, as we saw on our charts on the VIX. Now, for those of you that like Bitcoin, check that out too. What are we doing there? So just an update on Bitcoin. We see bullish power on the 1 hour. On the 4 hour is still showing bearish. Don't get fooled by Bitcoin, guys. This sucker is manipulated by the Wall Street funds. They keep buying it, and it's cycle topping. We have a cycle top on the S&P, the Dow Jones, not yet. The NASDAQ, we have a cycle top, meaning that it's exhausted and we're reaching the top. Not on the New York Stock Exchange or the Russell 2000. But on Bitcoin, we are starting to see a cycle top happen here. It is losing steam, and we have red indications. So we could see a fall off. Now, be careful with Bitcoin, because Bitcoin, I want to show you, people get emotionally attached, man. Like, Bitcoin has some serious drawdowns. Serious drawdowns. So this is Bitcoin over the years from 2020. And yeah, it'll average over 40% a year, but you better be okay with these drawdowns. And these drawdowns could be quite gut-wrenching. Like we see here, and it could come all the way down. Consolidate mode, come back up, consolidate mode, and then come even higher, and then boom. Like, it's just a natural cycle that the Bitcoin does. So it is very volatile. Just want to make sure you guys are aware of that. Like, you could buy it here, but be prepared for it to come down. And this is something that you hold long term, not a day trade. I wouldn't recommend swing trading this or day trading it. It's something you hold long term. So I hope you guys are liking this info. I'm actually going, because I try to stick to like the 5 or 6 that I do. I talk about TMF. Are you guys getting impatient with TMF? I sure as heck am. Like, what is the Fed doing? The daggone thing is coming down again. I'm really frustrated with TMF because I really want interest rates to just plummet. And once it plummets, this is going to be amazing. But it is frustrating because we've been waiting so long for this trade to hit, and our options are expiring in January. So we want to make sure that, hey, it can go down, but as soon as that interest rates start to, TMF can go down, but as soon as interest rates come down, this is going to pop back up like dramatically. So we want to make sure that we got our bags packed. So it's looking like it's coming down just a hair. And honestly, we just need to wait on this emergency Fed. And really, when that negative GDP report comes out at the end of the summer, they will have no choice but to lower interest rates. They will have no choice. So this is going to be fun to watch. I mean, we got to be really patient with this thing. The call options are really cheap. I still like the January ones for less than $1 if you can get it, around $1. I'd throw a few grand in it if you can afford to possibly lose it all. Okay, if you buy the options at the 100 call price, it could be worthless come January if it doesn't hit $100 a share. Right now we're trading roughly at 43.18. So it's pretty stinking low. I may double up. It could go lower, but I just want to let you know on a call option, if it doesn't hit the money or in the money at $100 a share, you have to realize at a loss. And it doesn't mean you lose anything, but if you let it expire, you will lose everything. So you only get what it's worth. So that's the bad thing about options. The good news is you own 100 shares at whatever premium you pay. So if you buy it at $1, you're owning one contract is worth 100 shares. So you want to make sure that you're investing with money you can afford to lose, but also speculation. This would be a really good speculative investment for your red money side. Only maybe 1 or 2% of your liquid net worth. Nothing crazy. I'm not recommending it. I'm just letting you know that it is available for those of you that are in TMF. Also, let's take a look at the shorts. I know you guys love the shorts. This is how you make money in the stock market crash. This is going to be really fun. I haven't done an update on this in a few days. So look what's happening here. We got a death cross. It's coming down. That means stock market's coming back up. However, this is starting to turn, guys. It's yellow. And once my charts turn yellow, that means it's going to change colors. There's a lot of momentum shifting. And so the short term is green. So it's almost the time to short the market again. And I'm going to be on a lookout for this one. I'll go on Rumble. I'll go on live. You got to follow my show. Go to rumble.com. Go to Scriptures in Wall Street. Give me a like and a follow there because I'm going to go live. When I see this is hitting and I said, I told you so, you want to be able to get that alert and let you know, hey, maybe I should look into this for my own portfolio. But you can never say, I never told you so. So go to Scriptures in Wall Street. And right now I'm not charging, but I will be updating on my watch list. You know, SPXS, TMF, TQQ, TNA, TZA, TLT, all these ones that I talk about, VIXI. I'm always talking about this because I'm in it personally. I trade it personally. And outside of futures and options, I'm also going to be talking about stocks, are just some popular ones like TSL, Amazon, all the manipulated ones, right? And Johnson & Johnson. I love to make money off of them when they lose. So I like shorting all the woke companies. I mean, come on, you got to help me, man. Like, let's short the woke companies. Like, I think that's really, really cool. So I was telling my buddy Stu about it, and he's all in for it. So got to short the woke companies. Got to short them. And if you want to learn how to do it, or if you want insight on it, then go to Scriptures in Wall Street. Like, we're dropping some heat there, man. I'm like really proud of our show. I think we got almost 1,000 followers, and it's growing organically. I've been doing it for 4 years, and it's only that small because I'm always all on the big networks. But my show, literally standalone, is growing, and I really appreciate you guys following me for this long. We've gotten several calls just on my small little channel, and I am like so excited. I get so excited because we don't have to rely on anybody. We really don't have to rely on anybody. So it's great. I think my Rumble account is like 15, 16, 18 bucks. Like, I have no money in that account. It's such a small account. And I'm just so grateful for it because I don't have to like, it's just great to be independent. That's all I'm saying. Speaking of independence, let me share my little commercial here. For those of you that know, I've been on a huge weight loss journey. I've been working on myself spiritually, financially, physically, academically. And one of the great products that I'm really into is called Get Me Lean USA. Here's a picture of me being really fat, holding Jake up. And I just was sick of myself of like not being a dad, not being a gangster dad for my kids, for my son. Like, what am I teaching my son having man boobs and drinking beer and really not being there physically for my kids? Like, the father is the priesthood of the home. The father should be strong. I mean, maybe not an action figure like six pack, but I'm getting there. And one of the ways I can do that is through Get Me Lean USA by purchasing these products. You don't have to be on them forever. It's subscription based and they're not cheap. You could buy the performance pack is what I recommend because it comes with your mind, your body, your sleep, your alertness, your focus, not just weight loss, but muscle building, all 6 great products here in America, clean animal and plant-based peptides that literally that you intake subliminally, and they're great products. And one of my favorite ones is the Fit. It tastes like orange juice. It's so addicting. It's so great. It tastes great in the morning. First thing I drink every morning. And you'll just see that your muscle will start building, and it would be great for you. And you could see my before and after. I'm still a work in progress, guys. Like my goal is to get to 200. I was 270. I'm currently right now 217. I gained a little weight because I've been traveling like crazy, been stressed out with my son's hockey and some other issues, but I'm getting back on track. And I'm just really, really grateful for having mentors and also these peptides. They help. You gotta do your steps. You gotta eat your protein goals, and you gotta do a little bit of strength training. But if you can do those 3 and take these peptides, guys, you would not recognize yourself in 90 days. I promise you. And if you don't believe me, then just cancel it. You don't really have anything to lose. Great products. They're awesome. Everybody that's tried it loves them. I've never had anybody complain about it. And if it doesn't fit your budget, that's okay too. You can cancel it. It's not a big deal. But every time that you do buy something, you support our show. 200 people buy it. It does help with the expensive costs of obviously the production of the show and the people that I pay to be on their networks. It's a lot of money, guys, like really a lot. And I said it for 4 years. As long as I can afford it, I will do it at my own expense. And you guys make it worth it. You guys call and you guys do business with Cortez Wealth, Green Money Solutions, America First Retirement Plan. You guys make it happen. And I get to say Jesus' name to the mountaintops. I get to talk about the evilness, the manipulations on Wall Street because you make it happen by supporting this show. Maybe you don't have money to invest. That's okay. But buy some Get Me Lean products, Get Me Lean USA, and support our show. And you can also make a donation if you want to support the show and you don't have money to invest, but you want to donate. We have people like that all over the country. And even in the world, we have people from Australia, Canada, Guam that just pour out to us. And I love it. It's so amazing. And I get to talk about Jesus. I get to talk about being an influence. Like that is what I'm all about. And so this is why I don't take big money from these banks, because they want me to stop being an influence. I don't get it. Like they don't understand. Like that is more valuable than gold to me. Is being an influence, being an impact in somebody's life, like completely transforming their lives because I was able to speak a spoken word to them. That is why we're called on this earth to be freaking salt, to be light, to be different, to be disruptors in the satanic world. And that's what this platform is about. And even to the name of Scriptures and Wall Street, you know how much hate I get on that? Because they're like, oh, you cannot be talking about Scriptures on Wall Street and money, the love of money, Carlos. That doesn't work out. You are an evil person. I hope you get your heart right with God. Like, you should see the crap I get. And that's exactly why it's called Scriptures and Wall Street, because it offends you. And you have to think about it and you have to see it. And I like that because I'm not here to cater your feelings. I'm here because I get to share my heart. I get to share God's word. And so if that's you and you want to reach out, if anything resonates with you, then give us a call, 813-448-3446, or you can visit us online at cortezwm.com. You can request an appointment. There's a 5-question survey about your information. You might get myself, Josh, or our new advisor that we're training. And we want to cater to you. We want to help you in your retirement quest. There's only one shot at retirement. You cannot screw it up, guys. There's no room for error here. and we're very confident. We've been doing this for 20 years all over the country, and virtually it's been great. Ever since COVID, we had to turn virtually, and so it's been an amazing journey, moving over $250 million inside of 2 years. We are a very, very small but amazing financial powerhouse that we are the leaders in our industry, in this space, in the podcast, Christian truth movement. And we are a financial advisor that believes in what you believe in. If you're listening to this podcast, 99% of the chance, if you made it this far, you're one of us. You think like us. We relate to you. We understand you. We adore you. Literally. And we just want to help you. So give us a call, 813-448-3446. Guys, I've been extra long-winded, but God bless you guys. And I will see you this weekend. It's going to be great to wrap up this whole week on all of these ETFs. And I'm going to be talking about some stocks to be looking out for, and the manipulations and some call options so we can generate some wealth, baby. All right. Well, God bless you guys. I am out of here. Don't forget to like and subscribe on Rumble. God bless. Bye.